Gentlemen, tomorrow on the show, I'm going to have a very special guest, the likes of which you have asked for many, many, many years. Oh, did you want to know who it is? It's Wings of Redemption. Yeah, Jordy Jordan himself will be on the show tomorrow. At least he says he is. And listen, I know that a lot of people have said to me he's going to flake. I'm serious. I'm not even kidding. People have personally written to me and contacted me and said, "Are you aware that Wings is just going to flake on you?" And I'm like, normally maybe I would believe you because he has flaked on me before. There's been times when we've talked about doing stuff or he said he's interested in doing stuff and then he would ghost me. And it upset me. Admittedly, it did. But this time around, he's been talking back and forth with me for about a week. And I've got him added to Discord and everything. So in that regard, we're ready to go there. We've locked it in. So here's how it's going to go tomorrow. So everybody knows. Okay. We are going to go live at the usual time. The stream will go live around, say, 11:15 a.m. And then I'll jump on the stream around 11:30 a.m. and we'll do like a half an hour of build-up. Half an hour, we'll just hang out and we'll talk. We'll see what you guys think about what's about to happen, get you all hyped and excited. However, just like with the other guests that I have had on the show, okay, we are going to give Wings my undivided attention. All right? I'm not going to be reading chat. There's not going to be any pop-up messages. There's not going to be any leaderboard. I'm going to remove these elements from the stream during the time that he is here. Now, I don't know how long he's going to stay. He said he's going to arrive around noonish Pacific time. Okay, so perfect, because that's about, when we're in full swing in the podcast. Like it's about right now. It's about right now will be the time that he arrives on the show after we do the build-up. And basically, once he's here, it's just going to be him and me, and that's it. Hanging out. All right? It's just going to be us. Now, maybe this will be a short conversation that's only 30 minutes, and we don't have a lot to talk about, and it goes by, and we're like, it's kind of boring. All right, let him go, and then that's that. Maybe it'll turn into a big conversation about a million different topics. Who knows? And in a lot of ways, I think that we have a lot of similarities, or at least we've been through similar situations where we can talk about that and share opinions and thoughts about stuff that's happened. At the same time, I think we're very different people, like really different people, like completely different people. I don't think that you could think that we're kind of polar opposites in a lot of ways. Our philosophies on kind of content we make and the way that we behave and all kinds of stuff, right? So maybe we're going to have some harsh criticisms for each other. I don't know. I mean, for me, here's the thing. I could sit here and I could plan out this whole thing, but isn't that boring? Like, there's a few things, obviously, I have in mind that I like to say to him and ask him, okay? But particularly, I think I'd rather let it, go with the flow and see where it goes rather than coming in with a giant laundry list of things. So here's the 47 questions I was told to ask you by people who don't like you, Wings. Here's your interrogation. Here we go. I don't think I want to do that. I think I'd much rather just have a conversation with him, see where it leads. If we get to some interesting questions, great. And if we don't, I don't really care. It's so weird because every time that someone has me on a show, it seems like priority one is, well, we got to cause as much drama as possible by asking Phil every ridiculous question just to piss him off, right? I have no desire to do that with Jordy tomorrow. You know what it is? Like, maybe I've just been through it so many times and it's just so stupid. It never goes anywhere. It's just the same beat the dead horse shit anyway. Like, don't you want to do new content? Like, this is the first time I'm ever actually going to have a conversation with this man. Why should we talk about the topics that everyone's already beaten to death, right? Maybe we could find some new ground and stuff to cover that no one's ever heard people talk about before, right? Or maybe I'm going to call him out for some of the horrible things that he said about me. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see, right? We'll have to see how it goes tomorrow. We'll see how I feel, too. What kind of a mood am I in? Maybe I'll be in a real pissy mood. I don't know. We'll see what happens, right? So, that's what it's all about. So tomorrow, he'll join around noon, and we're going to hang out. I would say the longest we'll go is 2 hours. Like, the absolute longest we'll go is a couple of hours. I don't think after, like, an hour and a half, it doesn't even matter who your guest is. I feel like you're already going too long. You know what I'm saying? So even if we had hot topics, I feel like 2 hours is enough. And because here's what I like to do. As you know, when I do a show like this, after the guest leaves, then I enable pop-ups, I enable the leaderboard, I start looking at contributions that have come in during that event, and then we go fully interactive. So what I will do is for the second half of the stream, I will do a decompression session where we just hang out and chill, and we talk about what just went down. Did you like it? Did you not like it? What were the hot topics? What were the things that you felt you learned something about or you found entertaining? What was boring? Did you like it? Would you like to see more like that? Do you have recommendations for improvement? How it could have gone better? Do you think it went too? Did it not go well? What do you think? Right? So I think that'll be great, and it's going to be something special, something different. Break up all the gaming that I've been doing nonstop for a very long time. Give us some variety. I think it's a great opportunity. I really do. Now, some people have already said, "Well, why do you think Wings is doing it now out of nowhere?" He said so on his own streams, but to reiterate, if you don't know, basically Wings has left Lal Kao Lai willingly. It wasn't like he was thrown off this time or he was fired. He just doesn't want to work there anymore. All right. He's trying to get himself back on his own feet. He's trying to get momentum back for his channel. Well, it's not working. This month, he was really hoping that Battlefield was going to like take off for him, and he played a living crap out of it. And it just didn't work for his audience. They just didn't like it that much. So he knows that he has to wait at least 2 to 3 weeks here until Call of Duty Black Ops 7 comes out. And he knows that that's probably going to be great content for him and his channel. He wants something to do kind of in the middle to kind of break that up and maybe get a little bit of attention. And that's perfectly fine, in my opinion. I think that's perfectly good intentions. If this conversation ends up being entertaining and fun for either of our audiences, it's a win-win, right? I think so. It'll get people talking about him. It'll get people maybe excited to check out his content again. Maybe, maybe not. The way I see it, all right, because people are saying, well, why do you want to do it? Well, why not? Number one, this is someone who people have wanted me to talk to for many years. I've reacted to multiple documentaries about the guy. I've been watching some of the content that he's been putting out and his detractors have been putting out about him recently. So I'm kind of in the know about the topics about the guy. And, you know, like I said, I actually legit feel like we have been through some similar things together that maybe we could actually share opinions on how we handled them. Could we have done it better? You know, I think one of the interesting topics to talk about is that we both started off as on-demand video creators on YouTube. Okay. We didn't stream. We just sat down and we played the games and we made videos about them, whether it was like strategic videos he made about Call of Duty, showing how to play at a high level. Me, I just did Let's Plays and game reviews. And over the years, we both had to completely change our strategies for content creation due to factors such as falling ad revenue, the changing of the climate of content creation online, the level of trolling that we received, etc. Right? So that's just right there. That's a fascinating topic, I feel, to talk about that, how that changed and how we had to adapt on the fly and try to become different, but still succeed. But that's just one example. All right. Many things I think that we could talk about. So it should be interesting, I think, tomorrow. I'm curious how this is going to go. I really am. And if it ends up being a big nothing burger of a dud, then it's no big deal. It's one day. It's one stream, actually. It's not even one day. It's one stream. And then we're just back to business as usual, right? Or perhaps it goes so well that we will start a business empire together of collaborative content that will branch out and become our own network. And we'll have thousands of people involved. We'll employ hundreds of people all around the globe. And we'll be filthy rich from now on. What do you think? Even I couldn't say that with a straight face. Okay. So Let's see what happens tomorrow. All right. So that, again, to reiterate, how's it going to go? Normal podcast start time, little half an hour build up. Around noon, I get set up. I invite him on the show, and we have a conversation, and we see how it goes. If it goes well, great. If not, no big deal. Hey, not a big deal. You know, it's not the end of the world. No one has to cry about it. No one has to complain. Oh my God, I can't believe it went so poorly. It's one stream. Big deal, right? And let's just go from there. And, you know, and this is something that, again, I wanted to do for a while. He's someone who I've been wanted to talk to and or you know, just have a conversation with, hang out with for a while. And for whatever reason, it never happened. A lot of the times I feel like he just, I don't know, like he says that it's because of mental issues and like depression and stuff. And listen, if that is the truth, I understand it. And if that's the fact, like maybe that's something we should talk about, is that I've been there. I've done that. I know all about how for no reason there have been opportunities that I've had that I squandered and or I ruined. There's friendships that I purposefully ended for no reason because I was depressed. And that's what you do when you're depressed. You just self-destruct constantly over and over and over. And it becomes an endless cycle to a point. And it sucks, especially when you don't know why you're doing it. You know, just because you feel miserable about some bullshit that happened or whatever, and you just can't shake it. So next thing you do is you ruin everything else around you. Maybe that is what happened. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll talk about it. So I think tomorrow's going to be cool. And hey, the good news is also it's one stream. It's not like it's going to completely interject and ruin the rest of the content for the season. Ahem. Unlike some other people who said that I had to completely change everything I was doing in order to be a part of their content, and that I had to completely change my philosophy of content creation. I couldn't enjoy gaming anymore because it would never be profitable. Wait, what am I talking about? I got a little distracted. I'm sorry. We could just do the one show, and then we could get back to business and then see what happens. Okay? All right. All right, so people are starting to give opinions now, which is what I wanted. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to shout out a couple contributions, and then I'd like to get everyone's opinion right now. This is the opportunity. If you want to talk about this topic, now is the time to do it. Because like I said, tomorrow, once he's on the show, I'm turning everything off. And then we can talk about it after the fact, but I'm curious what everyone's thoughts are up front. Okay? Let me do some quick shout outs first, and then we'll see what your opinions are. Okay? So let's take a look here. Someone tipped $1.11 says, not sure if you saw Tekken 3 has launched in the PlayStation 5 stores of classics with full crisp HD graphics, rewinding and saving. You never played the fighting game classic ever on stream in your extensive fighting game background. You reckon you'll ever check it out? Probably not. Who would want to see me play Tekken 3? It's pretty old. It's from the 90s. I played it in arcades. That was the one that I played in tournaments. I actually won a tournament in that back in the day, which is pretty funny because I wasn't really a 3D player, but I did learn Tekken 3 and got really good at it. I learned all King's throw links and everything. There's no online play. It's playing the game single player offline. Why would you want to see me just beat up the CPU? I don't think there's anything there. If you think that there's something there, you let me know, but I don't think there's anything there that you guys would be interested in. Let's see here. Huh? An anonymous tipper. I thought these tips were going to be about tomorrow's show. An anonymous tipper tipped me $1.02, and listen to what he says. It would be awesome, creative, and impressive if you make themed art pieces to display behind you. I think you're wrong when you say that your background isn't on screen long enough to be worth it. I see the background 30 or 40% of the time. Themed art pieces. You mean like the ghost, the electric lamp that reminds me of Dr. Frankenstein's laboratory, the digital frame that has completely themed animations, the throwback horror mask to Deathface from my past, the Edgar Allan Poe, the black Halloween, the themed stuff behind me. What is he talking about? He's acting like my background is empty or something. I'm actually confused at like what they're trying to get at, this person. Maybe they're referencing something from like that we talked about in the past, but I don't remember. You'd have to elaborate on that more because I actually don't understand what you're trying to get at. The point has eluded me. Okay. But thanks for $1. Prince, what the hell? Habibian tipped did a $5 super chat and says, I'm super excited for tomorrow's stream with Wings. He's I can't wait for more content with someone who insulted you and your wife. Well, there you go. So should I call him out on that particularly? Again, let's chill right now. Let's talk a bit. What do you guys, what do you think is going to happen? All right. It's Habibian. What a name, Habibian, whatever that means. Are there things you guys want me to call him out for that I don't know about? You have to understand, I don't watch Wings of Redemption's content until recently. I started tuning in to kind of get in the know about what this guy's been up to. So I'm kind of in the know now about what he's been doing, but I don't know about anything. All this stuff is all internet lolcow lore shit that I don't know about. Is there some infamous thing that he said that insulted me and my wife and stuff? I don't know. I don't. Here we go. Wings eats fast food all the time, and you do fast food reviews, perhaps a collab. There you go. Call him out for saying the age of consent should be 13. Don't you think that's been kind of done to death? Like, don't you think that's really boring? I do. I really do. I think that, like, so many people have brought that up with him that what's the point? I think that's boring as shit. Am I going to be okay if he calls me out for comments I left on videos? He could read every single comment I've ever left on a video word for word. I don't care. Don't you think? Think of it this way. Don't you think that if I thought there was a problem with something that I said in a comment, I wouldn't have left it publicly? With accounts that, are mine, that it's me saying it? I swear people, they go so crazy to, make conspiracy. Oh, my God, Wings might actually, reference a comment Phil left on a video. Do you think I thought it was invisible when I left it? You don't leave comments on videos that you don't want people to read. Get it? Do you understand that's the point of a public comment system? That the public can see your comment? Holy moly. I'm hosting an interview but don't have a plan for a conversation? No, here's the deal. I have many things I could talk to him about. Surely. The thing is, I'm not going in with an agenda. There's a difference between going into a conversation with some ideas for interesting topics and things that would be entertaining for us to talk about, but also for an audience to hear us talk about. But also, there's a difference between that and going in with an agenda. I'm not going in with the intention to destroy a man and be negative to him and, try to publicly embarrass him and do horrible things and say horrible things. I think he's kind of, like me, he's been through the ringer and had that happen to him many times. He has enough full-time trolls. I don't think that he needs another, maybe a part-time troll, but maybe not a full-time troll. I don't know. There you go. So here we go. The problems people have with Wings aren't things you can just get into without doing research. His lolcow gene isn't really lying. It's saying stuff and pretending it didn't happen. Well, there you go. Oh, I know that. SFL says he's been telling people for months that your wife left you. All right, see, I know the whole situation there. Okay, this is something I would like to bring up with him because I feel pretty bad about it. He 1,000,000% is trolled by his mods. His moderators purposefully feed him misinformation and lolcow drama shit, and he just believes them. I think he trusts them, so he believes them, and then he repeats it as fact with absolutely no premise to do so. Like, he has no information to prove anything he's saying, but then he repeats it, and then it gets reported that Wings said this. It's like, well, no, what Wings did is he listened to his moderators who fed him this awful misinformation because they troll his ass, and he's gullible and he believes it. So then he repeats it, and then suddenly he becomes the authority figure saying it, and that's how it gets reported. Like, he's never seen a single piece of evidence of anything saying that, oh, my wife left me. His mods told him that she did. It was like, oh, that's sad. And then he'll say a million times and stuff. It's not true. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just because he's gullible. And he believes and trusts the wrong people. That's the truth. He believes and he trusts the absolute wrong people. And they have led him astray time and time again in his life, I feel. You know, maybe you could disagree. But that's the problem, is he only... It's tough to say, but, like, if people seem to act nice to him, he just, like, he'll just believes it. Maybe because he just really is desperate for people to be nice to him. And the next thing you know, they're completely using him, and he has no clue. He just... Or maybe it's willing ignorance. Like, he knows it, but he doesn't care because at least someone's being nice to him. So he doesn't care that they're using him. I don't know. Maybe he won't even realize it. If I bring this up with him, maybe he'll be like, I don't know what you're talking about. But it's blatantly true. All you got to do is watch a few highlight clips. His mods will say something to him that's completely false. And he'll be like, oh, really? That's true? And then he'll just keep talking about it and act, oh, wow. It's pretty bad, you know? For me, like, people will come in here and say stuff to me, and I'm like, well, if it's true or whatever, but I don't just believe everything I'm told, because I know that everyone likes to fuck with people on the internet, and they're going to say dumb shit, right? Like, right now, some of the stuff that you guys say about Wings, I know that it's not completely true. It's kind of half-truths or, like, you know, spun a certain way to be toxic, even though it's not really what happened, you know? Oh, I'm going to say this right now, all right? I'll say it up front. When we started talking this week about him coming on the show, 100% I made the offer. I said, dude, if you want, I understand that, you know, right now you're trying to make a living. You're trying to make your channel work again, you know, as your full-time income. 1,000,000% for your time, I'm willing to pay you. What we could do is we can split the profits of the show. Whatever the show makes, I will split it down the middle with you. It's all good. And you know what he said? I swear to God, he said, no, I don't want any money. He said, it's all good. He turned it down. So, hey, you know, I don't know why, but he turned it down. He said, no, he doesn't want any money from the show. So that's on him. That was his choice. And he outright said, no, I don't want it. So I can't make him take money, but he said no. So there you go. I look badass with this shirt. I don't know about that. Why would this shirt make me look badass? It's just an Izod button down. Anyway, okay, well, some more shout outs here. Gee, thanks everyone sending me single dollars. I really appreciate the single dollars. Let's see. You got to challenge him to a Pokemon battle Ash Ketchum style. It's a proven way to make best friends. Just watch the anime. Jokes aside, I usually think he tends to be light on trolling you. He has given you a lot of credit over the years as well. It should be a good combo. I think it's going to go well. I think it's going to go well because we do have some history. We have a lot of things in common from shit that we've been through. Like I said, being creators at the same time, going from being on-demand video creators to having to be streamers. You know, there's a lot to say there. Let's see here. Okay, another $1 tip. I meant homemade creative stuff that you make yourself, that you completely make yourself, like you paint a spooky scene or make a paper mache tree. Something that makes effort, creativity, and imagination. You want me to turn my background into arts and crafts show? I'm not in elementary school. I did that stuff when I was in elementary school. You have arts and crafts, or you do this. Like, dude, I'm 43 years old. I don't want to sit around making arts and crafts for the background. The record. All right, let me go on record. I don't want to make actual paintings. I don't want to make paper mache for my backgrounds. I actually think that stuff like this looks better than anything that I could come up with, maybe, you know. Okay, thanks for the dollar. What is going on? Oh, let's see here. Someone tipped $1 says Tekken 3 was revolutionary and a pioneer in what we know as fighting games today. The way you wrote it off like that, was kind of insulting to fans. Tekken 3 is my favorite Tekken game of all time, and I was actually quite good at it. And I played the living crap out of it in arcades, but it's 2025. You can respect it, but, like, for example, if Super Turbo was just released on PlayStation with HD graphics and it was remade, but it was a single-player game only, I'd be like, why do you want me to play that? If this game, for example, if Tekken 3 came out right now, had online capability, lobbies, great net code, I'd be like, cool, let's go for it. Let's play it. I used to play the shit out of that game. I was actually good at it. My characters were Paul, King, Lei Wulong. Who's the other character? I used 4 characters. It might have been Nina. I'm trying to remember. I had 4 characters that I focused on when I played Tekken 3. And I got pretty darn good at it. Like, I was good at, even with King, like, faking people out and then going into the throw strings and things. But why would you want to see me just play against a computer? Like, fighting games are meant to be competitive. You can play them offline, and there is some traction you can have with that. But for the most part, fighting games are meant to be played against other people competitively. Why would you want to see me play it offline? So, if you're taking it as an insult towards Tekken, you're barking up the wrong tree. I love Tekken, classic Tekken. I grew up playing, and I was actually good at it and liked it. But I just don't understand the appeal of what you're saying. You're acting like there'd be mass appeal to see me play Tekken 3 when it's an old game from the 1990s that you can't play online. Who would care? Okay. Wow, another $1. Wow. Let's see here. You're going to make this about yourself like always. Yes, that's what you do. When you comment on things online, you add your own personal experiences and references to it. Therefore, you add something to the conversation. That's called being, informative, creative, interesting. You don't just objectively talk about something, you subjectively talk about it. That's the point. Or else, why would you ever want to hear a particular person weigh in on a topic? Correct. Okay, let's see what else they have to say. It's like you always do when you play games. Huh? Nah, let's not bother. I don't even know what the fuck this person's saying. Wasting our time. Thanks for the $1. You can always tell the most intelligent comments come out with the $1 tips. Anyway, Prince Habibian again with a $5 super chat. Thank you, Habibian. He says, ask him how he thinks your fans feel after you claimed a high road by not doing drama and banned them for bringing up drama just to do drama. What drama? What are you talking about? What? Is there something in the air, the water today or something? Does anyone know what's going on? During my 2 days off, did a vacuum open up and suck everyone's brain cells out of their ears or something? Like, what are you talking about? Thanks for $5. Anyway, yikes. Anyway, so I would like input on this tomorrow. What's going to happen? What do you guys think? Are there things I should know? Are there things you want me to bring up? I'm not saying I'm going to bring them up, but I'd like to be informed if you guys have things to talk about or things to bring. You know what I'm saying? I tried to do as much research as I could by watching his content and, to be honest, watching some detractor content, because you get to both sides. You can see the raw stuff, but then you can also see their take on what he's saying, and they usually add background and context of stuff to try to figure out what exactly is going on, and to be frank with everyone, all right, I've watched this stuff, and after watching it, I didn't run for the hills. I didn't say, oh, absolutely not. Like, there probably are some people that if I actually learned more about them, about what's going on with them and why people don't like them on the internet and shit, I'd probably be like, oh God, I don't want to touch that with a 100-foot pole. But in this case, I honestly didn't see much at all, besides things that people have been repeating for a zillion years and or stuff that I feel was blown way out of context, you know. But maybe that's stuff to talk about too. I don't know. Oh, here we go. So someone says, ask Wing for tips on which desk to get. I remember he paid someone $500 for a custom built desk. Let me guess. This is a joke where someone ripped him off, or it's something that's going to piss him off, right? Of course. There you go. Okay, let's see here. Sarah, thanks for 7 months on Kick. It's not an official re-upping, so I can't add that to our leaderboard, but I appreciate you being a member for 7 months.